Very good morning. Okay. So first thing that you're supposed to do is read the question properly. Okay, a person bought an article and sold it at a profit of 20% on his purchase cost. Had he bought at 20% less, what would have been the profit percentage if the selling price had been the same? So keeping selling price as it is, they're asking us to find the profit percentage of the person. So a person has bought a product. The product can be anything. Okay, it's just an article. So he has bought that article at a prof, and he has sold it also. He has bought it from somewhere and he has sold it at extra profit. So what is that extra profit he has got? 20%. Okay, now once he has got 20% profit, there is another scenario they're saying. If at all he has bought the product at 20% less, what will be the profit percentage now? Now let us define few things here, and then will be able to arrive at the answer. So firstly, we will keep the purchase cost. Let the purchase cost of article be X. So we don't know what is the purchase cost, right? So it just says a person has bought an article, but they have not told for what money they have bought the, or he has bought the article. So we will keep that first basic information as X. Okay, then the selling price is nothing but 20% on the purchase. Correct? So 20% means if the product cost is 100, 20% on that I will get 120 rupees. Correct? So if the product or let's take this product as 100% of the cost, I am paying, if the product price is 772, then I am paying full 72 rupees, which is 100% of the cost price of the article. Okay, now for this, for 72 whatever I've bought, I am adding 20% more profit. Okay, so when I am adding 20% more profit, now say me what will be the 20% of 72? 14.4 rupees. Okay, let's keep 14 rupees. We'll keep 14 rupees as the profit. So I have bought an article at 72 rupees and I am adding 14 rupees profit, that is nothing but 20%. So what is the selling price that I am selling it? At what price I am selling it? 14 plus 72, 86 rupees I am selling the product. Okay, so this 86 rupees is nothing but 120% of 72. 120% of the cost price. Correct? Did you all understand this logic? If the cost price of an article, let's say there is a Parker pen. There is a Parker pen which is costing you 72 rupees. You buy the Parker pen from the stationery shop at 72 rupees. You pay full 72 rupees for that. So that is 100% of the price. And then you think, okay, now I've bought this, let me sell it to somebody else. So you will add 20% profit. What is 20% profit? On 72 rupees, if you calculate 20%, 14 rupees profit you will add. So now you are selling that Parker pen to one of your friend at 86 rupees. So this 86 rupees, I can say it as 120% of the cost price. Are you all able to follow? Did you understand? 120% of the cost price? Okay. So the same logic is being used here, saying 120% of the cost price. Okay. So what is the cost? Cost is X. Okay. The purchase cost of the article is X. So 120% of X is supposed to be found out. Okay, so there we will get 1.2x. So that is what is the main thing we'll be able to get. Now, how did we get 1.2? 120% means divided by 100. So if you do this, you get 1.2. So 1.2 of x, that is 1.2x. So this will be the selling price of the article. Okay, next. So firstly, before going to the next derivation, any doubts until the first two derivations? Purchase cost and the selling price? Understood, or any more doubts is there? No doubts. Okay. Now let us go to the next derivation. If the purchase cost is 80%. Now what are they trying to say? Let us understand this. Now I told the Parker pen was 72 rupees and you paid 72 rupees, that is 100% of the cost. Okay, now suppose that shop, the stationery shop, gave you 20% discount, for example. Okay, now here why are we taking 20% discount? Read the question. Had he bought at 20% less? Okay, so if he had got 20% discount on 72, so on 72 rupees, if he had got 14 rupees less, okay, his cost would have been 58 rupees. So if the stationery shop person, instead of selling it at 72 rupees, if he had given him discount, okay, if he had given him discount, the pen, the same Parker pen was costing him 58 rupees. Okay, same was costing him 58 rupees. Are you understanding the scenario? So scenario number 1 is the cost of a Parker pen is 72 rupees. You paid 72 rupees, you got the pen. Now you added 20% more on that 72 rupees. So you added here and you sold the pen at 86 rupees. Okay, this is scenario number 1, closed. Now scenario number 2 is that when you are buying the Parker pen, instead of 72 rupees, he is selling it to you at 58 rupees. How 58? 20% discount. Okay, you will buy the Parker pen at 58 rupees. You are selling the Parker pen at 86 rupees. What is the profit percentage? We have to find the profit percentage. Okay, this is what we are going to do. So that is why we are trying to derive few things in 80%. Now from where did I get 80%? I got 80% from 100 minus 20% value. Okay, I did not pay 100% value. The shopkeeper gave me 20% discount. So how much did I pay? I paid only 80% of the cost. Okay, I paid only 80% of the cost. So that is the purchase cost here. If the purchase cost is 80%, then what is going to happen? Let us derive that. If the purchase cost is 80%, then what is the original purchase cost? X, right? So that is, I will have the purchase cost, the new purchase cost here, that will be 0.8x. How did I get 0.8? 80 by 100 is 0.8. And then the article, the purchase cost of article is X. Did you all understand this derivation? Any doubts? Okay. Now, the next or the actual place what we are supposed to do the solution. Now, what we are going to do here is we have to find the profit percentage. So the profit percentage would be equal to, the profit percentage would be equal to, let us derive. Profit is equal to, profit is equal to 1.2x. What is 1.2x? The selling price. Selling price was 1.2x minus purchase cost, new purchase cost. Selling price minus new purchase cost divided by the new purchase cost into, if you do 100%, you will get the, why are we doing 100%? Because we require profit percentage. We don't require the amount, we require profit percentage. So that is why selling price minus new purchase cost divided by new purchase cost we are doing. This is not any predefined formula. You just have to understand the question and solve it. Okay. If you take out the selling price and the new purchase cost, you will get the, we are supposed to find the profit. So we will know what is the profit that we would have got. Okay. And then to get it into percentage, divide that by new purchase cost into 100. So you will get the profit percentage. Okay. So here we are going to simplify this. So what will happen? 1.2x minus 0.8x, I will get 0.4x by 0.8x into 100. So 0.4x, 0.4 divided by 0.8, I get 0.5 into 100. 0.5 into 100 is nothing but 50% profit. Okay. So therefore, the profit percentage is nothing but 50% profit. Did you all understand? Were you all able to follow? The only key to solve such problems are to read the question more than one time. Okay. Next question. So the next question, we'll have to read them once again. The question looks bigger, but let's break it down into pieces so you'll be able to understand it. Fine. In a student's hostel accommodating 15 boarders, the total monthly laundry expenses were increased by rupees 760. When the number of boarders is increased by 14, however, the average monthly expenses were less by, that is by, okay, less by rupees 1 per head. What was the original laundry expenses per head per month? Okay, so there's a student's hostel and they get the laundry done. Okay, so when they get the laundry done, they might have some facility of getting their clothes washed outside and paying the amount. So there were 50 people in the hostel before. So overall there were 50 people. And for these 50 people, for 1 month, they were paying some amount. Okay. They were paying some amount. Now, suddenly out of nowhere, the bill got raised by 760. Some amount was there originally. Now extra 760 got added. What is the reason for that addition? Increased by 760 when the number of boarders is increased by 14. So extra 14 people came to the hostel. Now there are 64 people in the hostel, and that is why this 760 rupees went up. Okay, and now there is a new thing, that is 760 plus x, which is provided. This is the total cost. Okay, now next thing. However, the average monthly expenses were less by 1 per head. So before, 50 people were sharing the monthly cost. Now suppose if the monthly cost of suppose if the monthly cost of the laundry is x, so 50 people, sorry, 50 people were sharing the monthly cost. Okay, now the cost has increased by 760, x plus 760, and the number of people has also increased, that is 64. Fine. Now this resultant, what is there, this is coming 1 rupee less. Okay, 1 rupee less. Let us take some number and understand. I think then you'll be able to understand it better. Suppose if it was costing them 1000 rupees for 50 people in the hostel. Okay, now another 14 people increased. Now for 50 people, 1000 rupees was happening. Let us see how much each of them has to pay. So 1000 divided by 50. So each of them were supposed to pay 20 rupees for the laundry. Before, this is scenario number 1. Now scenario number 2, 14 people got increased, so there are 64 people, and then here 760 rupees got increased. So now total bill is 1760. Now in scenario number 2, 1760 rupees by 64 people, how much will you get? You get, here it is increasing. Okay, here it is increasing, but what they are trying to say is this amount is decreased by 1 rupee. Okay, let us take for example, here it is coming to 19 rupees. 1 rupee is increased, 20 minus 19, 1 rupee is increased, sorry, decreased. That is the scenario. Now what are they asking us to find? They are asking us to find this original laundry amount or expenses and original laundry expenses per head. For each of them, what is the laundry expenses that was happening or that they were paying? Did you all understand the question first of all? Analyzing the question is very important, because you will know what is to be solved. Without knowing what is to be solved, you cannot blindly solve the problem. Okay, now let us start. We will again define few of the variables and then we will solve the problem. Okay, so firstly, let us derive this variable. Always remember, you have to derive the question variable first. Let rupees X be the original laundry expenses per head. Every detail is important. Per month. So for 1 month and 1 person, how much is the laundry expenses? And we have assumed it to be X. Okay, then, so therefore, total laundry expenses is equal to How many people are there in first scenario? We have 50 people here. So for 50 people, if each of them are paying X rupees, then we will be paying 50X amount to the laundry person. Totally 50 people are there and they are paying X rupees. So we are going to pay the laundry person 50X rupees. Okay. Then the next scenario, coming to the next scenario, if the number of people increases by 14, the total laundry expenses will also increase. Okay, laundry expenses will be 50X plus 760. Originally the cost that we were paying is 50X. Now 14 people extra have come, so I am paying extra 760 rupees to the laundry person. Fine. So this is the the third derivation. Now let us see the next derivation. Therefore, the new average expenses per head per month is equal to 50X plus 760 divided by 64. This is what we did. So the new cost of the average that you have to find is 50X by 760. This is what I gave. 760 divided by 64 I gave you, right? Similarly, 50X plus 760 divided by 64. Okay. Now let us solve the problem. Given that 50X plus 760 by 64, if at all the expenses is increased by 760 and there are new 14 people, but average per head is gonna come down by 1 rupee. Yes, average per head is gonna come down by 1 rupee. This is what they told us. So now we have got the equation format and then we are supposed to solve this. So did you understand how to form the equation? You have to analyze every sentence, every word is important. Any doubts still here? Okay. So now let us solve this equation. So that is nothing but you have, I'll rewrite it again here. 50X plus 760 divided by 64 is equal to X minus 1. Okay. I can take the 64 to the other side. So 50X plus 760 is equal to 64 into X minus 1. So 50X plus 760 is equal to 64 into X is 64X. 64 into minus 1 is minus 64. Can you find the value of X now quickly? So I'll take 50X to the other side. 760 plus 64 is equal to 64X minus 50X. I'm just exchanging the places here. So 760 plus 64, I get 824 is equal to 64 minus 50, I get 14x. 820, you get in points, right? Here you will not get two answers. X is one, X only, one value only you will get. So 824 by 14 is equal to X. Therefore, you can get in points because this is amount. Therefore, X is equal to 824 divided by 14 will give me 58.85. This is rupees 58.85. Everybody got 58.85? Now, what was this X? What did we derive as X? Let X be the original laundry expenses per head per month. So, which means for every student who is staying in the hostel, he was supposed to pay 58 rupees 85 paisa for the laundry person to get his clothes washed. Okay, so let us write the conclusion for this. So the conclusion will be therefore the original laundry expenses per head per month was rupees 58.85. Understood? Everybody understood until here? Any doubts in this problem? Can we go to the next question? Okay, now listen. The next question goes like this. A traveling salesman gets conveyance allowance rupees 5 per kilometer from his employer. Okay, so an employer is giving his employee, it's something like a boss is giving to the subordinate that he's a salesman. So salesman has to go around a lot. So for the conveyance allowance to go around to do the marketing, they are paying him 5 rupees per kilometer for the petrol. Okay, say suppose a person has traveled for 80 kilometers today. Okay, he has traveled for 80 kilometers today. Now that 80 kilometers is gonna get 5 rupees per kilometer extra. That is the conveyance allowance. Then the salesman is traveling from Bangalore to Madras. You can call it Chennai also. While going to Madras, he travels at an average speed of 64 kilometer per hour. So they've not given if it's a two-wheeler or four-wheeler or anything. They've just given the information saying he is traveling from Bangalore to Madras, and while going to Madras, that is from Bangalore to Madras, his average speed is 64 kilometer per hour. So per hour he is able to cover up 64 kilometer. Then on his return journey, that is from Madras to Bangalore, while he is coming back, his average speed was 80 kilometer per hour. Okay, he takes 9 hours. He takes 9 hours for the double journey, which means total both the total together he's taking 9 hours. To go as well as to come, totally it is 9 hours. Okay, for the double journey. What is the distance between? What is the distance between Bangalore and Madras? This is question number 1. How much can be claimed as travel allowance from his employer? This is the second question. Okay, so firstly, did you all understand the question? There is a salesman, he is going from Bangalore to Madras and at the speed of 64 kilometer per hour, and while coming back to Bangalore, his speed of the bike or car, whatever it is 80 kilometer per hour, and he's totally taken 9 hours to go to Madras and come back to Bangalore. Okay, but he's been getting 5 rupees per kilometer as conveyance allowance. So what is that amount, or what is the distance between Bangalore and Madras first of all, and later how much money can he claim as the allowance? So did you all understand the question? Any doubts in the question part before we start the derivation? Everybody understood the question? Okay, so let us start the derivation. Now, firstly, let x be the distance in kilometers between Bangalore and Madras. So what is the first question they have asked us? What is the distance between Bangalore and Madras? Correct? So we are taking this distance as x between the two cities, that is Bangalore and Madras. Now what is the formula to find that distance? Distance is equal to speed into time. So you are supposed to know these basic formulas. Distance is equal to speed into time. And we can change this formula a little from this side to that side. So we will also be able to know what is the time that is taken by taking distance divided by speed. So these are the two major formulas which we will be using here. Okay. Now, after this, let us read the question and understand what is the time that is taken from Bangalore to Madras. So from Bangalore to Madras, time taken is nothing but, what is the formula? Time is equal to distance by speed. Now, from Bangalore to Madras, he is traveling at a speed of 64 kilometers. Yes. And what is the distance? Distance we have taken it as x. So x divided by 64 will give us the time taken to travel between Bangalore and Madras. So this will be x by 64. Now similarly, from Madras to Bangalore, from Madras to Bangalore, Again, the time taken, they told that while he is coming back, he is at the speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Again, the distance between Madras and Bangalore is X kilometers. So we have understood what is the time taken for Bangalore to Madras and Madras to Bangalore. Okay. And one more information that they have given to us is they have given us the total time. Total time of going from Bangalore to Madras and coming back to Bangalore. So what is the total time taken? But total time is equal to 9 hours. Total time is 9 hours. Now we can derive an equation out of it. Now total time 9 hours means he traveling from Bangalore to Madras is x by 64 and he traveling from Madras to Bangalore is x by 80, not 64, 80 is equal to 9 hours. Now I got an equation here. Now let us solve this equation. Okay, we have to take the LCM. Now taking either you can directly solve the LCM here. 64 and 80, you can take the LCM and you can solve it directly, or you can cross multiply. It's better to take the LCM and cross multiply. Okay, so when you take the LCM here,